Justin is colorblind. So if you go behind him into a power supply because the customer says, oh, this isn't working, Justin was the last one to work on it, rarely happens. Justin usually gets it right first time every time. It's happened one damn time. One damn time.
It took a lot.
Tell him why. It was brown and black.
Welcome to Access Granted, a peek inside the real-life stories of physical security professionals. Now, here are your hosts, Justin, Cricket, Ryan, and Brandon.
Hey, everybody. We are back this week again to talk to you about access systems. We are with Cricket again while John is still out. Cricket, how's life, buddy?
Life is swell, my friend.
You have such a nice voice for the radio. Got a face for one, too. Just, what do you got for access this week?
Well,
what is access?
Access control honestly starts with, like our last time we met, with keys. It comes down to mechanical access or electronic access. But nowadays, we're going to pretty much be talking about electronic access. Some ways to use a PIN code, a card, a phone, a fob, or a magnetic swipe to operate. Schedule to operate a door or a locking device. And we can do that a lot of different ways. We can do it on your house. We can do that on your office door. We can do it on your grocery store door, your house, not your house door, on your safe, on your shed, a lot of different ways. We can operate them from phones from anywhere now with access control. But most of the time it comes down to either a battery-operated device or electronic or a hardwired device. As we've grown over the years, the last couple generations with J&J, we actually started getting into the electronic access control world in the late 70s, early 80s with alarm installations and cameras and magnetic key cards back then. Actually, at one point, we had the first magnetic key card operation for an old folks home in the United States, in Iowa. Let me say that first. In Iowa, for sure, where we implemented at one of the old folks' homes here in town with a memory care unit, where we operated a key that was magnetic that would go in and out, that would open the doors of people's locks to stop them from to control the access to the wing of that senior care facility. So we've been in the game for a while now. We've really hit it hard in the last 4 years, trying to make sure that the shop is generational still. And we've done a lot more with electronic access control with card swipes and battery-operated stuff, starting a lot with house locks, because everybody wants that. Everyone wants a code to let someone in their house. And we recommend certain locks for that. We kind of touched on it last episode where we said, hey, you should really have a key override on that thing. No matter what we do electronically, I cannot stress enough the physical security needs. If I come into your office and I put in a bunch of electric strikes and card swipes and you have key fobs and use your phone to get in and everything, we should really start rekeying that place too to make sure that you guys are locked up. But when it comes to access control, the sky's the limit. I can have a phone swipe, open a door, signal a camera video to be taken, and an event report sent out every time someone goes through a specific door, and you can have complete control of the opening. So if I wanted to, I could say that Brandon can only come in the front door of the shop on Tuesdays at 3 p.m., and every other time of the day he's locked out. So he's like, I'm going home.
Fine with it. So what is the difference between someone can access you from, like, you can type in a code from computer from your house and door opens for or you're on vacation rather.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
It's definitely, so the difference there is how we go about completing it. So on a house situation, I'm going to recommend a battery operated lock. Less intrusive in that case, especially on the residential front. I can pretty much do it with the existing hole. I don't have to update anything. I can just put a battery-operated deadbolt, and that's what we're going to recommend there. But then it comes down to what kind of app we're going to use and what manufacturer's lock we're going to put on there. So some ones that we recommend and some that we don't recommend. You see a lot more of them available on Amazon. I would definitely do my due diligence before I purchase a key or a card or a fingerprint reader from Amazon to put on my house. There's some of those that are very inherently accessible through malicious attacks via IT or especially the ones that can connect to your internet.
Well, you saved my ass on that one because I was going to ask you what's an electric strike, and right as I started talking, I forgot what the hell I was going to say. So I had to come up with that on the fly. Can you explain like what an electric strike is?
Oh, so if I was going to go to the commercial world and I was going to give you a card swipe or electronic access on your door, I'm going to release where the door locks into. And it's going to happen through electric strike or an electric lock. Electric strike, I can normally get the wires to much easier. I don't have to worry about a fire rating on the door. I don't have to worry about drilling a hole through 1 1/4 inch by 4 foot wide door and not busting out the side. So we're going to electronically release where the lock latches or the bolt is thrown. And those electric strikes come in 2 different flavors, fail-safe or fail-secure. Depending on the needs of the customer, we can make it so that when there's no power, the doors are locked, or when there's no power, the doors are unlocked. So depending on whether it's a healthcare facility or if it's just a retail facility, we can meet your guys' needs. But the electronic strike in that case is something that we cut into the frame or surface mount in the frame, depending on your lock hardware, to open the door electronically.
They can do that with a card or do it from the inside with a button.
In most cases, it's a price point type of thing. Of course, the more features, the more price it comes with. But we can pretty much go anywhere from I can give you a code, or you can have your phone, or you can have a fob, or you can have like a badge.
Like all like the 24-hour gyms and things like that.
You can have one of those key scans. I've done those. In the end, it really comes down to what the customer wants and what their funding is. Sadly, no matter what we do in this world, I have to make enough money to make sure Cricket here has a paycheck, and then we also have to make sure that the product costs are covered. So the more technology we throw at you, the more it's going to cost you. But we can really do just about anything, and for the most part, you can choose from any option, right? Most of the systems I have, that individual, when we're done, we right now we're currently pushing a lot of the Paxton product or the Brevo product. When you're done, the customer can pretty much have. One user can have a fob, a phone, a PIN, a card, all of those, and have access to the system. So, or 100 fobs if they really wanted to.
So what has irritated you? Let's see.
What's irritated me the most about access control?
Yes, Ryan. What has irritated you about
Justin being the main access control technician and his team that does everything is that Justin is colorblind. So if you go behind him into a power supply,
we're talking eight colors.
Yeah, because the customer says, "Oh, this isn't working." Justin was the last one to work on it. Rarely happens. Justin usually gets it right first time every time.
It's happened one damn time. One damn time.
But
it
took a lot.
Tell him why. It was brown and black.
Yes, it was brown and black, and he had connected the two together instead of black to black. And so nothing was operating correctly. And it took me quite a while, because not only was that connection not in the box, it was just randomly up in the ceiling. So I couldn't find it. I was like, hey, everything
that was an
looks
existing
good.
System that I took over, just so we're clear.
Everything
I do
was
not
good.
do that.
But no, colorblind Justin connected brown to black, and took me about 2.5, 3 hours of searching through a building to find this problem.
He was calling me, and I told him I didn't have time to help him. I said, I don't know what you're doing. It worked when I was there.
So, that's what irritates Ryan the most about access control.
What about you, Cricket?
What's your bugaboo?
Geez Louise. If we're not
Shucky
talking
darn.
about like user error and people who don't understand how to use the access control systems, probably I would say running wire in places where wire's not supposed to be run. So like you have all different types of drop ceilings, door frames, kind of, sometimes you have to make a way for your wiring, but that seems to be, for me, to be the most kind of just tedious part and the part that I want done first. So because everything else seems to go smooth.
We do some of that wiring thing. We do a lot with where we just electronically unlock the door opening and somebody else does the wiring. But we also do a lot of the wiring ourselves in some cases. And it is the tedious stuff. Coming from a locking world, we're lock focused. Whereas a lot of the other companies out there that are doing access control, they're technology focused. And I think that inherently leaves some of their systems that they're putting out there vulnerable to physical attack. Your standard, what people have been doing for the last 50 years, the 100 years, breaking in buildings. And I think that's one of the things that separate us from some of our competition is that we come at every job from a mechanical security, physical security aspect, and then we allow electronics to access the system.
Which I think is one of our strong points because we come from a more physical rather than digital world as locksmith. Therefore, we're going to watch out, and we know for particular things to watch out for when installing the actual physical hardware. That access control tech at a different company, that's all that they do. Digitally, they may not know what to look for. They may not have that experience at the door to realize, to have that foresight to know what's going to happen. So we almost kind of have the advantage because our physical installations are good.
Yeah, and I think that what we have a problem to in our society is that we think that cameras are going to solve everything. And I think that's good, but they don't stop anybody. And I think the first thing we have to do in an electronic access world, if we're going to be true security specialists, is stop the intrusion before it happens. And you can do that through deterrence or through physical means.
Beat your kids.
And I think by having a solid exterior envelope, that's going to take care of it. And I think that's where we succeed. And I think I've seen some really bad ways some people have done this. Ryan and I once were rekeying a school. We weren't even doing access control on this school. And another access control company had left they had put a magnetic lock at the top of a door that led to the playground, right? And completely disabled the mechanical lock. And because that's the only way the mag lock is going to function. If you want the mag lock to unlock the door, you can't have the mechanical lock locking it. Well, I don't know if you guys have known this, but we live in the Midwest, and sometimes we lose power for up to 4 or 5 days. And what had happened, and they did not, the customer had no idea until we told them, because we were trying to make sure the building was secure during the snowstorm, and they had some lock work done. That door had been unlocked for the entirety of that time because that system had no battery backup. And it's because the installer had no purview when it came to physical security. His job was to electronically unlock the door. And instead of thinking of how is this going to be operated in a secure manner, he just put something up there that he thought. And a lot of times you find these mag locks and stuff on there that take no bearing or account into whether or not it's hooked to a fire alarm system. By code, NFPA 80 and Life Safety 101 require those mag locks to be released on a fire pole or a smoke detection.
Oh, he's a code book. I tell you, I can remember a lot, but that guy, he could give you the number section 2.c dash whatever.
So when we're installing these, and it's one thing that's nice for us, and that's why a lot of what some people would consider our competition, we're third-party vendors for them. One of the reasons they use us is because of the knowledge that we have to make sure that when we're done, the opening is going to be both secure and meet life safety and fire code.
So this story is going to be for all the access guys out there who have to run wire. Doesn't matter if it's for locks, cameras, just any kind of wire. What were you and Matt doing the other day where you had 100 foot and you had 100 foot?
Oh,
and
so it was
then what happened?
We've got Matt and I have a lot of dumb stories.
Well, the
Just
last
that
one
HDMI that was
that you
handed.
Yeah, the handed HDMI cord.
In some cases, if you're running an HDMI cord to a TV for a video management system, if you buy one that's pre-made, those are handed. And if you are, say, it's maybe $340, and you're like, oh God, we're just gonna make it before the end of the day, and we're gonna pull this one HDMI cord there, and you get it there and it doesn't turn on. It's because one side is transmitter and one side is receiver. And if you do that wrong, you're gonna have to re-pull that, and you're gonna have to be a little late coming home because the guy who hooked it up and taped it to your push rod wasn't paying attention, even though there's a big yellow tag that says, make sure you're pulling the right damn end, Matthew.
You sure you knew what color it was?
I wasn't pulling it. Otherwise, I sent the guy who wasn't colorblind.
Can't wait to hear this about your thoughts on this, Matt.
Yeah, Matt's going to be like, why are you throwing me under the bus? But no, actually, Matt would just sit there in silence.
Yeah, he speaks with his eyes more than his
there's
mouth.
certain things that you learn. Like I'd never even thought about that. To remind you, those are some of those are transmitters. One side's from the device, and the one side's to the screen. And he had pulled it, and I was like, I plug it in, and I go back to it's like nothing's turning on. And I was like, Matthew, did you not read the big yellow tag? No, why? I said, because it's handed, damn it. He's like, no. No! And I was like, yep, we're going to re-pull that. Yeah. No, the lessons learned on his part. I'm not going to blame myself at all in this. It's 100% Matthew.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, so Cricket, when you're not here, we do the same thing with you.
Oh.
So keep listening. You're going to get thrown under the bus a few times as well.
Now I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to all the episodes.
Don't worry, your name has been... People already knew you before you got here today.
Well, normally, Cricket, it's the silence. It's the chirps when nothing's happening. That's what we have to worry about.
Seriously, you can never escape me.
Well, that has been Cricket's tenure here, I guess. A nice 4 episodes with you, sir. Did you enjoy yourself?
Absolutely, 100%. I would hope to be back again sometime as well.
Do you want to throw out your side hustle? Are you still doing the cricket scene?
No, not quite.
Oh, okay. Well, this man was he was a DJ. He could still do your birthday party if you'd like for him. If you got any children, he will dress as a clown too. I mean, anything to make that.
I mean, it's not like I don't every day
Or
when
booty
I come
shorts.
to work.
Booty shorts. He does wear those. Really nice. You want
should-
to have Cricket let us out?
Yeah, Cricket. Send us out, sir.
Awesome. Very good. Well, thank you so much for listening to us today. Ramble on about our locks and what we're passionate about. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to give us a call. We would love to help you with your lock needs in whatever capacity that they are.
Stop down at see us at 1304 West 4th Street or give us a call at 563-322-0123. And if you have any other questions, there is an inquiry form on the website at
www.jjlocks.com.
Thank you, guys. We'll be out, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Access Granted, a podcast by J&J Access and Security in association with TAG. For more information about J&J Access and Security, visit jjlocks.com.
TAG.